Echoes of the silent quarry. I remember the day like it was yesterday. The air was thick with tension, and the room was filled with the harsh, unyielding stares of my family. I stood there, my heart pounding in my chest, as my father's words cut through me like a knife. "You're chasing a fool's dream, son. Urban forensics, ground-penetrating radar? You'll never amount to anything. You're an embarrassment to this family." The words stung, but not as much as the laughter that followed. My siblings, my aunts, my uncles, all of them joined in, their mockery echoing through the room. I had been scapegoated for a mining accident that wasn't my fault, and now I was being ridiculed for trying to find a new purpose. But I refused to let their disbelief break me. I turned on my heel and walked out, determined to prove them wrong. The journey was far from easy. I started with nothing. Just a small apartment and a used ground-penetrating radar machine. I spent countless nights poring over maps and data trying to uncover the hidden secrets beneath the city's streets. People laughed at me, calling my work trivial and quixotic. But I persisted, driven by an unwavering resolve to prove my worth. Years passed, and my efforts began to pay off. I uncovered illegal underground activities that had gone undetected for years. My work became crucial for city safety and justice. I was no longer the failed geologist they had mocked. I was an urban forensics specialist, making a real difference in the world. One day, I received a call that would change everything. The city council wanted to honor me for my contributions. They invited me to speak at a press conference where I would reveal the results of my latest investigation. It was time to face my family, to show them what I had become. I stood in front of the crowd, my heart pounding with a mix of nerves and excitement. As I began to speak, I saw them, my family, sitting in the front row, their faces a mix of shock and disbelief. I told them about the barren lands I had transformed into thriving ecosystems, about the lives I had saved, and the justice I had brought to the city. I told them about the countless nights I had spent working, the sacrifices I had made, and the triumphs I had achieved. As I spoke, I saw the realization dawn on their faces. They had mocked me, ridiculed me, and tried to break my spirit. But I had risen above it all, proving my worth beyond doubt. I saw the shame in their eyes, the regret, and the pride that they couldn't hide. After the press conference, my family approached me, their heads hung low. "We were wrong, son," my father said, his voice barely above a whisper. "We didn't understand. We didn't see the value in what you were doing. But you've shown us. You've shown us all." I looked at them, my heart filled with a mix of emotions. I had spent years chasing a dream they had deemed ridiculous, and now they were facing the consequences of their past derision. But I didn't hold a grudge. Instead, I felt a sense of triumph, of justice, and of peace. I had proven myself, not just to them, but to the world. I had turned my failure into success, my ridicule into respect, and my pain into purpose. I had become more than they had ever imagined, and in doing so, I had found a happiness and fulfillment that transcended their doubts. As I stood there, surrounded by the people who had once mocked me, I knew that I had achieved something truly special. I had not only transformed the city, but also transformed myself. I had become a symbol of resilience, of determination, and of triumph. And as I looked into the eyes of my family, I saw the reflection of my own journey, a journey of pain, of struggle, and ultimately of profound triumph. I had returned home, not as the failed geologist they had ridiculed, but as a hero, a savior, and a beacon of hope. And in that moment, I knew that I had truly found my purpose. I had become the urban forensic specialist I had always dreamed of being, and I had proven that even the most ridiculous dreams can come true. And as I walked away from the press conference, my family by my side, I knew that I had achieved something truly extraordinary. I had not only changed the city, but also changed myself. I had turned my pain into power, my struggle into strength, and my dreams into reality. And in doing so, I had found a happiness and fulfillment that transcended their doubts. I had become more than they had ever imagined, and in doing so, I had found a happiness and fulfillment that transcended their doubts. I had become a symbol of resilience, of determination, and of triumph. And as I looked into the eyes of my family, I saw the reflection of my own journey, a journey of pain, of struggle, and ultimately of profound triumph. I had returned home, not as the failed geologist they had ridiculed, but as a hero, a savior, and a beacon of hope. And in that moment, I knew that I had truly found my purpose. I had become the urban forensic specialist I had always dreamed of being, and I had proven that even the most ridiculous dreams can come true.